Hey guys, so I'm doing this communications project for my class, and he wanted us to incorporate our personal interests in mass media, and so I chose to do a video, and he wants it to be unique and special. So I thought I'd talk to you guys today to try and inspire you guys about where I've come from and where I am today, and how pretty much anybody could do it. My name is Prela. I'm 19 years old. I am a sophomore at Wichita State University, and I have lived here my whole entire life. When I was younger, I lived with my birth parents with my older brother, who's 2 years older than me, and my parents were never married. They never lived together. I was in a very abusive home, I guess you should say. My father was homeless, so sometimes I would be homeless. And other times I'd be at home alone, so it didn't really matter. I was technically homeless anyways. My mom, she was, I guess, a stripper. And they were both alcoholics, and they were both on drugs. And we never really had the life that any young person deserves. When I was about 3, I was removed from my home along with my brother, and we were placed in foster care. We asked to go live with our grandmother, and they said that we could, and they soon found out that my grandparents were aliases, and they were wanted, actually. So we were then taken from my family, period, and we weren't allowed to ever see our birth family again. My father sexually abused me and would beat me, and I watched him beat my mother and my brother. So I was put in foster care, and by some very loving, caring people who to this day I call them my aunt and uncle, and I still see them all the time. They explained to me that we would be living with them, and so I went from not going to school at all to going to school when I moved in with them. And they gave me everything I could ever ask for and more. It was hard because I didn't know I was not going to be moving back with my real parents. And I didn't know any difference at the time. I thought, that's how regular children lived. So I wanted to go back to my parents. Then a few years went by, and I still was with the same family. And I came to a realization that I was never going to see my real parents again. After this time, we had been going to church with our foster parents, and there was a couple there who started talking to us more and more, and they fell in love with my brother and I, and so we started seeing them. We used to go to dinner with them and just hang out with them, and then one day they asked us if we wanted them to be our parents. Well, I just kind of looked at my brother, and he said yeah. I was kind of skeptical because I still wanted to go back to my real parents, but at that time, whatever my brother said, I said, because I didn't know any better. And so we said yeah. So a few months went by, and we moved in with them. I got my own bedroom, I got my own bathroom, and there were dogs, and I absolutely loved it. And then we lived with them for about 3.5 years, and absolutely loved it. So I got to go to the same school that I was going to when I was in foster care, and they told us they were going to adopt us. So August 18th of 2004, we went into the courthouse and we finalized everything. And at that point, it hit me. I was never going to see my parents again. I struggled since I was in grade school, and actually went to therapy for about 9 years total to cope with everything that happened to me, and everything moving, and just the whole entire process. It's pretty much a lot to handle for someone that age, and I've come to accept it, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. It doesn't bother me, because what happened then made me to who I am today, and it made me a lot stronger, and I know I can do anything that I put my mind to, and that goes for anybody. But it's a whole different experience. Like, unless you've been there and unless you have experienced it, you don't know. And I'm sure there's a lot of you who have experienced that and who are going through that right now and don't know how to cope with it. But it's okay, because you'll get through it. So I went to my therapy, and some days it helped, some days it didn't. Some days I just didn't want to talk. And I haven't seen my real parents since I was 4. I actually saw my dad on the news. It was a little over a month ago. It's about the homeless thing that Wichita is trying to get the homeless people off the streets. And I saw him, and I knew it was him. And it was shocking. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I changed the channel. I don't think that I'd really ever want to see my dad ever again. I don't have anything to say to him. And as for my mom, I found my mom a few years ago on Facebook. We talked for a little bit, and she made a comment to me that she said that she never could understand what she did wrong, and she doesn't know why we don't talk to her. And at that point, I knew there was nothing I could help with, or there's something I could say. For someone who doesn't know what they did, when they did it, and how bad they hurt a child, that's just something that you won't ever get out of your mind. Like, how did she not know what she did, And it's really sad, and I really feel bad. But my parents, that I call my parents that adopted me my parents, they've always been my parents, and they always will be. I couldn't have picked a better family. These people also have given me much, much more than I could ever imagine, more than I ever deserve. And they've supported me through everything, and I don't know what I'd ever be able to do without them. My brother and I were fortunate enough to be able to be put in foster care together. It's like 1 in 10,000 chances for 2 children together to be placed together, let alone be in foster care and adopted together. Sometimes he annoys me, but that's my brother, so it happens. I'm by no means normal. I'm not the normal child. I was forced to grow up a lot quicker than I should have. And I'm way more mature. Don't like to sound big-headed, but I'm way more mature than a lot of people should be. And when I was in middle school and high school, it was hard to, I'd say I was adopted, and like I said, I'm not scared to tell my story. I'm not afraid. I don't feel like someone's going to judge me. But people did judge me. And it didn't really bother me. Sometimes it did, just depending on the day and my mood. But like I said, it's made me stronger, and it's made me who I am today. I was told that I'd never be able to love again or have a real relationship. All my love would be superficial, and I'd be pregnant by the age of 16, and that I never finished my high school career. And I just want to let people know that I was the only person in my adopted family. Out of all 4 of us, I have 2 adopted brothers, and my brother and me. I'm the youngest of 4 and the only girl. I've graduated high school. I'm 19, and I'm engaged to a wonderful military man, and we are getting married this next summer. And also, I'm not pregnant. I've not had a kid, and I love my parents with all my heart, and I love my fiance, and anybody can do what they put their mind to. Don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do anything, because I know you can. And just because something else has happened doesn't mean you can't change it. You can always change something. Always, always, always. So That's my story so far at the age of 20. And I hope I've inspired some of you that you can do anything. Yeah, maybe you've grown up so far with a bad past. Maybe things haven't gone your way, or maybe you are in an abusive relationship, but there are ways out of it, and you can always talk to people. There will be people there to listen to you and who can help you. You just have to believe in yourself before you can believe in other people. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. So, like I said, my name is Prayla, and if you guys have any questions or comments, you can ask me below, or you can always send me a message or something, and I'd be happy to talk about anything you'd like me to talk about. See you guys.